Good evening, my non-existent viewers, and please forgive me if you guys hear any annoying background noise. Tonight's just a really beautiful evening here in my new neighborhood in Columbus. And I just watched episode 5 of season 1 of 2012 Ninja Turtles, and I figured, for episode 3 of Turtle Tuesday, might as well make at least the first half of this video outside. I still haven't watched episode 6 at the time I'm recording this video, but I figured I might as well get outside for some fresh air and enjoy the sunset. And like I said, forget any background noise. Yeah, I'm just walking around, and episode 5, it opens with the 4 turtles getting grounded. It's like, oh, they're all naughty, or none of them are, I guess. And Splinter grounds them. Then Raph gets so sick of being grounded after a few days that he insists on everyone going skateboarding, despite Leo's objections. And Donnie catches this new teapot sort of thing. Ooh, there's deer over there. Hi, dearies. Off in the distance. Sorry for the shaky cam. And they come across this Baxter dude, if I remember his name correctly. And Baxter has this fancy cyborg armor on, and then the turtles, they catch him and shove him into a dumpster. But Mikey loses the teapot in the process, and because the teapot is apparently a really advanced military device, and Baxter uses it to get into this even more menacing mech suit. But then the boys, after going up against him for a second time, Splinter catches them, and he's like, I'm highly disappointed in all of you. And he remembers, hey, the ninjas in ancient Japan, they didn't fight the guy inside the armor, they fought the guy. They didn't fight the armor, they fought the guy inside the armor. There's a difference. When two guys go to war, they don't say hey, hey, what's up, dude? Excuse me. Yeah. You fight the guy, you fight the man, not the armor. So that's what the turtles do to save the day, and they work together as a team. And I love how Leo runs into a beehive at the start of the episode, right? And then at the end of the episode, he grabs the same beehive that he ran into, and then shoves it in Baxter's face. And Baxter, it's basically like the Ninja Turtles equivalent of the bee scene from The Wicker Man with Nicolas Cage. Oh no! Not the bees! Not the bees! Ah, the bees! Oh my eyes! Ah, not the bees! Not the bees! Not the bees! Ah, the bees! Pesky bee. Alrighty, so moving on to episode 6 of season 1 of Ninja Turtles. I love how episode 6 is called Metalhead, because Donnie builds this droid out of the Krang's technology, and he calls it Metalhead. And he even makes a heavy metal reference, because he commands the droid from the sewer as April O'Neil joins them on their mission to defeat the Krang bots, and he's like, do you like heavy metal music? It's I saw that joke coming from a mile away, because the episode's called Metalhead, and it still made me laugh. And I really like how this episode is a very a Donatello-centered episode, because, Leonardo's the leader, Raphael's the hothead, and it's a lot of the brotherly dynamic between the 4 turtles is Raphael constantly challenging Leo's leadership and then butting shells all the time. But it's nice to get a more Donatello-centered episode, kind of how we got a Mikey-centered episode with the introduction of that Brad guy from episode 4, I believe. Yeah. And I like how Donnie is the smartest, should I say, quote unquote, the smartest out of all the turtles, and yet he does some pretty dumb things throughout the episode. Splinter warns him, don't treat combat like it's a video game, and Donnie is just oh, I'm going to treat combat like it's a video game, as he's commanding, the robot, from the sewers with his controller through the screen, and then it loses its, and then, one of the Krang bots knocks it against the wall, and it loses its antenna, and Donnie loses control over it, and that's the Krangs basically take their technology back by possessing the Metalhead, and it goes on a slaughtering spree. So then, because Donatello, his, Splinter gives him a new staff, because the staff breaks at the start of the episode, because he's that's why he built the droid in the first place. He's oh, how am I supposed to defeat alien technology with a stupid stick? But because Splinter's oh, one of the best feats of being a ninja is the adaptability of being a ninja. So it's Donnie learns from his mistakes by the end of the episode. It's
This whole episode, I feel like the theme is like, intelligence and wisdom, being smart and versus being wise, are two different things, right? Because wisdom is simply applied knowledge. Just because Donnie knows so much about computers and machines and technology and robots doesn't mean he always does the smartest decisions with his knowledge of that. Like, yeah, it's like the classic question, like, just because you got so preoccupied asking of whether you could, but not to ask yourself whether you should. Like, is it really the best to just, like, command a robot from the sewers and let it do all the fighting for you, or is it best to just get it done yourself? So I love how this film is, like, tackling existential issues like that. Okay, so as is the theme with this series, I'm gonna, like, end these Ninja Turtles reviews with a cool fact, either, like, a mini review for a movie you just saw on a lovely Discount Tuesday, or a species spotlight on a particular turtle. Let's talk about the Hawksbill Sea Turtle, which is, the Hawksbill Sea Turtle is one out of 7 sea turtle species, and it got its name from its narrow-shaped head, the shape of its beak, which looks a lot like a hawk, hence the name Hawksbill. Hawksbill's head is shaped perfectly for its diet of eating sponges and anemones and like shrimp and other hard-shelled invertebrates, as well as like squid and fishes, so it's got a pretty carnivorous diet. I love how the sea turtles, like, their diet is so diverse across all 7 species, and it is critically endangered, and it's very, like, the Hawksbill Sea Turtle, and it's very important that we protect them, because they're highly important for maintaining the various coral reefs, because without them, the sponges would probably bud and grow out of control, so the turtles eating the sponges off the reefs keeps them in check. And we have a Hawksbill Sea Turtle at the Columbus Zoo. Her name is Buddy, and she shares her tank with the manatees, which we don't actually have any, not my section, but like from what I've been told, we don't have any manatees at the moment. They all just were sent back to Florida to be re-released into the wild. But in the meantime, in the absence of manatees, if you're ever in Columbus, give Buddy the Hawksbill Turtle a visit. Alright, that's going to conclude it for this episode of Turtle Tuesdays. Thank you all so much for watching this, and have a very turtle-tastic day. Stay beastly.